What does it mean to have Silverstones? All right, Silverstone, not traditionally been one of my greatest tracks. I really struggle here. I feel a bit more confident this time around than I have in the past. I don't know why. It's doing the practice here is come a little easier to me. And thus I think have a guide last season. But we're redoing it here. I need practice. The next few tracks in Porsche Cup are really ones that I'm not great at, so we'll see how we do. I gotta end up with a 204.573. I think the fast guys are gonna be doing 203s, maybe 202s, like low 203s, high 202s. But I'm pretty happy with my time for where I'm at. Without further ado, I should stop rambling and show you the fast lap. We'll come back, we'll talk through the lap, what's going through my head when we do it, and then a couple final thoughts as we go out. So here we go.
That lap was a 205.00. You're currently 0.12 off your best. Sector 1 time's okay. Sector 2 is a 10th off your best. That lap time was 204.57. Sector 3 time was quick.
All right, Porsche Cup fix setup. Silverstone, haven't touched brake bias or anything like that. Got us a 204.573. Let's go through how we did. Just coming out the final corner here. We'll talk about the final corner when we come back around and do that. But yeah, flat out through the start-finish straight. It's a tricky final corner. Braking marker 100, and we're just gonna. I think I maybe hit it a little too hard on this one, but we just want to barely kind of tap the brakes a little bit here, and we're gonna downshift to 4th as we do. Yeah, maybe just a little bit lighter and longer on the brakes, but just kind of a little bit of braking pressure, get us turned in. And start accelerating a little bit before these red markers on the side here. And we're just flat. And then we'll go flat through the next little part here. It's going to take us a little wide into the kind of middle of this section here. By going full throttle through here. But we're going to brake at the 100 markers coming up. I'm not going to worry too much about getting all the way back to the left. It would be nice, but we're just gonna start braking at the 100 marker here. Tried it both ways. You get a better run out if you come all the way out here, but it takes, like, the amount of time it takes to get kind of over there is, it's not worth the trade. If you're by yourself, if you're working on somebody, it might be worth it, but that's a different topic. But anyway, we're pretty heavy on the brakes here. Pretty heavy. We're gonna get all the way down to second. Easing up, off. So that lightly releasing the brakes, that's trail braking. If you don't know what that is, that's one of the things that you can learn that's going to really help you. But we're just going to ease off the brakes there, and then as we come around, we're going to start feeding a little bit of throttle back in. Can't go all the way, we got too much wheel and too much body transfer in, so we're going to wait till the wheel comes around. Then we can start putting some more throttle in. We're going to come over to the right here. Again, we're not going to go all the way out. That's going to eat up too much time going all the way out there. But we're going to go out a little bit. And then we'll start hitting the brakes again. This is just such a tricky part. Silverstone's not one of my strong suits. But anyway, we're just holding that little bit of brake pressure to come around. And this is going to be a lot of wheel in this corner here. We're just holding that little bit of brake pressure as we come around. And then we'll start putting a little bit of gas in as we go around the corner. And then we can go full throttle. And then coming through here, this little corner here, we can put our left wheels kind of on the green a little bit. And it's going to help line us up. But we need to be as far out as we can over here. I probably should have gone a little bit further out. Would have made this a little bit easier, but we did okay. And if you go too much on the left here, that's a 1x, so don't do that. But right here is good. And the same thing on the exit. We can use a little bit of this curb. And the right wheel is kind of on the green there. And then we're all full throttle until we get to the next 100 marker. That's gonna be our next braking point here. Sometimes I'm using the beginning of this curbing, sometimes I'm using the 100 marker. I have a tendency to overslow here, but we did okay on this lap, so we're gonna hit the brakes. Pretty decent initial hit on the brakes, and then we're gonna ease off pretty quick. We're gonna aim to get down to second here. I've had a couple laps where I didn't downshift a second. I just stayed in third, and that ended up not getting the rotation I needed to get around and do what we needed to do. We're just gonna hold that little bit of brake pressure through this section, just a breath on the brakes. I'm probably even a little heavier than we need to be here. Then we're gonna start putting some throttle back in. Again, we've got so much lateral load on the car, we can't go full throttle yet. Asking too much rotation to do that. Then as we straighten up the wheel, we can go full throttle, but we're gonna have to get ready to start braking for this corner going around the right. Just a little bit of brakes here. And then we're gonna start looking at these little red things on the right here. There's 4 of them. And we're going to want to start accelerating in between the middle 2. So there's 1. Here's the second one. And I let off the brakes a little bit there, and we're still kind of asking for that extra grip on the front wheels. And we're partway through these 2 in the middle, so we're going to start accelerating. And then we're going to open up the wheel. Still a lot of wheel in. We're about 90 degrees. And start opening up the wheel. We can start feeding more throttle through. And we're going to come out all the way over here on the left. And then we're just full throttle through the rest of this. Put our right wheels kind of on this here. Our next braking point is again the 100 marker. Most of these are around the 100 markers. When we brake, there's a few that aren't. Anyway, we're just gonna it's again real light on the brakes. It's a pretty fast corner, so I maybe overdid it a little bit here. We could probably go a little less than I did, but we're gonna get down to 4th. Start easing off. Just hold that little bit of brake pressure until we get close to these red markers, and then we'll start putting the throttle in as we go. I'm overlapping a little bit here again. I probably could have gotten away with less braking than I did. Can't remember how my exit was here. We'll see how much of the track I ended up using, if I used it all or if we still had some left. We still had some left. We can go a little bit further on the left here. So a tiny bit less braking. We can get like our left wheels over here, and that's good. But we did all right. I'm just going full throttle through here. Then we're gonna come over this way, and we're gonna brake when we kind of get right about here, where this this curve comes is most out. That hopefully makes some kind of sense, but the words did not come easily there. This is one of the harder sections. Just the rhythm of it is tough for me. I think we kind of got it down, but it's tough. So yeah, we're on the brakes here, and then we're gonna ease off and get back on the throttle when we get to this corner for a little bit. I don't think we go. Do we go full throttle on this one? Yeah. So go full throttle. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on how much speed we're carrying, but we're gonna start braking for this corner coming up here. We're gonna get down to third, bring the car back around, just hold that little bit of brake pressure to help with the grip on the front, and then just turn, and we're gonna bring it to the right, a little bit of brake pressure to help with the turn, and then we're back on the throttle. A smidge, have to wait to get full throttle until we get the car more going in that direction. We're just easing in. Now we're full throttle. Still trying to make sure the car goes where we want it to go, and then we can just go full throttle from here. Now this is where it's not the 100 marker for the braking. We're gonna do in between the 150 and the 100 here. So we're just gonna accelerate through. And there we go. Kind of in between. Just hold that brake pressure. Start easing up. And once we start seeing these red things again, we can start thinking about accelerating. There we go. We have to wait a little bit before we can get the rest of the power down. And as we straighten out the wheel, there we go, rest of the power. And then we're going to use a little bit of this curbing here too. I think I end up using pretty much, yeah, that's about the most you want to use. Any more, you're going to get a 1x, and then there's pretty quick after you get the 1x, there's a 1 second slowdown penalty if you go too far out. So I would avoid that. But anyway, we're full throttle through here. The next braking marker is going to be, the 100's a little late for me here. Like, maybe you can do it, I have trouble. So I use, there's like this, you got all this green grass, and then there's this like brown patch. It's not brown, but you know, we could probably do some better maintenance on this little part right here. Anyhow, that's going to be our braking point there. So brake. And we're going to start downshifting. We're aiming for second. And we're just helping use that, using that engine brake to help us slow down. On this curb here, I want to avoid, personally, hitting the sausage curb. I think it upsets the car too much. We're asking a lot turning wise, and if we hit it, we end up, see, goofed up. We have, that wasn't actually all that bad. I've hit it worse. With the wheels in the air, it doesn't help us with our turning. Anyway, I just tap the brakes there. Sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. I think more often I don't need that little tap when we're switching back left to right. But we're back on the throttle just partially. And this little final couple corners here, it's really easy to spin out, I've noticed. So we're gonna go full throttle. There's like a little bump, hump, I don't know, it goes up over here, and going full throttle over that, I've spun out many a time practicing this. We're going full throttle right now, get the car turned, and we're going to lift a little bit to help it with that rotation. And then we're going to wait till we get over this little hill here, and then we're going to go back to full throttle. There's probably a way to do that full with no lift, but I spun out so many times. Don't want to do that. But got ourselves a 204.573. All right, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. Like I said, this I know VIR is coming up, and there's a couple others coming up that I'm just real weak at. So hopefully, doing the practice and everything, I can kind of break my luck on these tracks. So like I said, cautiously optimistic. We'll see how it goes. If you want to watch along live when we end up doing those races, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. If you think I earned it, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.